Jesus grew up into a wonderful young man, and when he was about 12 years old, it was time for his family to go visit the temple in the big city. And so here we have our temple. And there was a long road that Jesus had to travel to get to the temple. So here's the road. It starts at his house. It travels all through the country and goes around the loops and finally ends up at the big city. And here is the road into the big city. Now, when Jesus went to travel, he traveled with not only his mom and dad, but he traveled with his friends, a lot of his friends, and the people from his hometown. So they walked along with Jesus and all his family and all his friends. He had lots of friends and lots of family, and they had quite a group going into the big city. So they walked along, and it took a long time. So they walked, and they walked, and they walked, and then they walked some more. And all of the people eventually got to walk all the way into the city. So here they come into the city. And so they had a good time. They got to visit with friends there. They got to see all the beautiful sights. And then they went to the temple to talk to God. And they had a beautiful trip. But then after a few days, it was time to go back home again. So when they went back home, everybody got all packed, and they got all their suitcases all ready, and they got everything all put together. And so they started going home again. And they walked, and they walked, and they walked some more. And Mary and Joseph let Jesus go with some of his friends. He had been with them playing, so he wasn't in their group, but they knew that he had been with his friends. So everybody started walking home and coming home. But then, about partway home, Mary and Joseph said, "Well, where's Jesus? Is he with you?" And his friend said, "No, he wasn't with me." "Is he with you?" He asked another friend. "No, he's not with me." "Oh, no, he must still be in the city." And so they hurried back to the big city all the way down the road, and they found Jesus in the temple. And they said, "Jesus, what are you doing? We're so worried about you. Where are you?" And he said, "Well, I was talking to the people in the temple who are with my Father. They can tell me all about my Father in heaven." And so he asked all the rabbis about lots of questions, and he was so entranced that he forgot to go home with his parents. So they let him finish. He answered all his questions, and Mary and Joseph realized that indeed Jesus was the Son of God.